Hot damn, what a day. So, just got done finished the Nintendo Direct, maybe, I don't know, half an hour ago. Got off work, took a shower, watched the Direct, and so, it starts out, and honestly, I mean, I was stoked right out of the gate. Why? Because it starts out just some sweet content, or what looked like a sweet new trailer for, well, I had no idea what it was going to be because for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it ended pretty neatly. The story ended up pretty nicely in a nice package. But I'm like, sweet, more content. Love the game. It was a blast to play. I put easily 100 plus hours into it, and so I'm like, awesome. Even better. It's gonna be great. And then what does it happen? It's coming to what is it? Pyra's coming to Smash. Freaking stupid. All right. Again, if you're a Smash fan, by all means, hopefully you're excited about it. But at the same time, I'm all like, I want an RPG. I don't care about Smash. I don't want it. It doesn't matter. Granted, I knew it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to start it off because Smash, it's a bigger title. I figured it was going to be one of the end ones, one of the, kind of the bigger things where they spend a lot more time with it. So I was very surprised it was their first thing to kick things off. But damn, man, I was so stoked for just a little bit there. It's like that meme. You get all excited. You're just like, yes, and then it's okay then. So. um, yeah, so it didn't start off great. And honestly, overall, I would say I enjoyed it. I do think that had a little bit of everything. Had a very wide variety of games, which is nice because, again, everyone's going to like different things. Everyone's going to want different things out of it. So no one's going to be happy with everything for the most part. And hopefully, no one was completely disappointed with it. And if you watched my video yesterday, which I should have it up on at the end of this video. If you haven't, go watch it. But I had basically three things that I said were probably going to happen. It was either for that they're having some sort of sizzle reel where they just highlight games that are coming out soon, and that happened. Seeing things like Bravely Default 2, the new Ghosts and Goblins as a remaster remake, and then a bunch of others, and then I had figured they were going to mention something with Legend of Zelda. I didn't have high hopes for it. It was either, hey, something coming soon. So I was pleasantly surprised with that what they did announce, which we'll get to as we kind of I'll play a bunch of the direct, and we'll kind of talk about it, and then. Yeah, and then a couple of surprise announcements that one I'm extremely stoked for, like so stoked, and then a couple that hit that nostalgia factor that I'm really excited about. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So again, I'm not going to go over everything. There were so many games there, so if you haven't watched it, go ahead, go watch it. I've watched it a couple times now. Just kind of started clicking through, just to get a refresher of what all they did talk about, and to kind of pay more attention to the bits that I wanted to. But again, started off Pyra and Smash. They did stuff like Fall Guys, Outer Wilds, Famicom Detective Club. Had a couple of games for that. Never heard those. I mean, I like the art style, I like the anime style, but I think it was some sort of more of a visual novel type game, so not quite as interested in that. And then Samurai Warriors 5. I don't think I've ever played any of them, so it yeah, I mean, who knows? But I know some of those games are really big. Outer Wilds seem pretty interesting. I've heard quite a bit of things about it and seen on different platforms, so I may try that one out. Fall Guys, never touched. Samurai Warriors, again, never tried them. But the next one after that, I was super stoked for, and that was Legend of Mana Remastered. Now, I love the game, and I played it quite a bit back in the day, and I'm a fan of all the Mana games, however you want to say it. I'm going to continue saying it Mana. So Legend of Mana, and yeah. So honestly, there's only probably only a few of them overall throughout the years. Some of the handhelds, they weren't the best. I think there was one that was, I want to say it was Heroes of Mana. That wasn't the greatest, but I really did like Legends of Mana quite a bit, and I like I like the type of story you can do with it. I like that you can. Just the different I think it's different. You can play the different characters, that kind of thing, and kind of see the story in different light. So super stoked about that one. Definitely want to keep it on your radar, especially if you're an RPG fan and you like that older style. I mean, it looks beautiful. Then we had Monster Hunter Rise, Mario Golf. Again, Mario Golf, I know it's a big one. People are going to buy it. It's going to sell like hotcakes, and it's going to stay very pricey forever. But I honestly don't remember last time I played a Mario Golf game. So honestly, didn't care one little iota about that. The next one was kind of interesting. I'll have to kind of see how it is and how much they charge for it. But the Capcom Arcade Stadium. That one, they say you get one of the games. I think it was a 1942, just kind of like a top-down shooter. Uh, so I think, well, you get that one for free, and then you can buy either bundles, I think, for the other ones, or I don't know. I know they specifically mentioned you can buy Ghosts and Goblins as a standalone. I don't know. Who knows how it is? I do. I think they said you're supposed to be able to get it later today. So maybe we'll see. Let me know in the comments if you do try it out. I don't know if I'll pick it up today or try it out or buy anything from it. Anyways, No More Heroes 3. I know that was a big one. People really want that game. I've never played any of them. I mean, they look cool. They look interesting, and just one has never grabbed my attention enough, or been on my radar enough to be like, you know what, I'm buying those games. So it is what it is. Now, I think it came right after No More Heroes 3, and this was the one. It was the big surprise that blew. I mean, from what it looks like, again, didn't. I mean, it showed quite a bit, especially in terms of for a direct. But Project Triangle Strategy. Now, I am hoping with everything that it's the same people that made Final Fantasy Tactics, the original, maybe even some that worked on the Game Boy Advance ones, the DS one. But yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics. I mean, it looks like it. It looks a lot of the same type of art style that came from the original Final Fantasy Tactics. It looks a lot of the character art kind of looks like what the direction they went in with Octopath Traveler. Obviously, it's from Square Enix, so you're gonna have some great talent there. And who Ooh, I mean, I am so stoked for this. Demo available later today. I mean, that's the first thing I do. Probably right after this. Picking that demo up if I can, if it's available already, and download. I mean, I'm probably gonna play that thing to death. I love the tactics games. I love all the Final Fantasy ones. I like a lot of the other ones. I got Fell Seal. That one's on the Switch. I picked that one up. A lot of the Mercenary Saga games. I love them. I just played through Vandal Hearts on played on the Sega Saturn version, but man, that was one. I mean, when that came up, I'm looking at it and I'm watching it and I'm watching it and in front I was just in awe. I was just sitting there, just staring, just can't believe that game that just looked like this, And I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm like, all right, Final Fantasy Tactics, let's see that title, and then just had working title. So I mean, it could very well be, but I mean, either way, if it ends up not being tied to the Final Fantasy series at all, I mean, who cares? It looks awesome. It looks so good. It looks crisp. It has that nice. I guess it would be more of a 16-bit era style graphics, but it looks like it has a lot of that almost like political intrigue and that type of storyline that was with the original Tactics. And that's why I'm making a lot of those comparisons. And so that's one. I mean, keep your eye on it. If you're a fan of any of the Final Fantasy Tactics games, and especially that original one on the PlayStation, or if you played on the PSP, the War of the Lions, yeah, I mean, go download that demo. Let me know what you think. But again, it doesn't launch till 2022, so we got a ways to wait for it. Hopefully, it's early next year. But oh man, so good. I can't express how excited I am for that one. All right, so then we had Star Wars Hunters. Again, I'm pretty excited. I mean, I play a lot of the Star Wars games. They're fun, so I'm gonna keep my eye on that one. It didn't show any gameplay, so who knows? World's End Club it looked interesting. I honestly I don't really know how to feel about that one. I need to probably need to rewatch it and really pay attention to that trailer and kind of see if they do have any clues. I honestly can't remember if they did any gameplay, if they showed any gameplay on it, or kind of explained how it's going to go about. But the premise seemed kind of interesting. So yeah, hopefully we get that. Ninja Gaiden Collection. Now I know I've played some of the Ninja Gaiden games, especially the ones that are part of this collection. I think it's 1, 2, and 3, which I want to say came out maybe Xbox 360 originally. At least that when I played them on. I honestly don't remember. But again, collection like that to bring in those kind of back into light, the Ninja Gaiden series. It's a great announcement. I think it's gonna make a lot of people happy. And yeah, depending on the price point, I definitely will pick it up. If not when it first comes out, maybe if it drops a little bit, find it on a sale. Then yeah, I mean they're brutally hard games, but that kind of makes them all the more fun. Is when you do finally beat it, kind of like the Souls games and the Sekiro. They're just fun. They're fun to play. And I think right after that was we had Saga Frontier Remastered. Now it did get announced, I believe, a little while ago, and I mean, I was hyped when it first got announced. I immediately called my older brother because I remember this is one of the games I had on the original PlayStation, and I loved it. I don't think it was one that he particularly enjoyed, especially how you can play from each of the different characters. So it's not quite as structured, at least in the same way as a lot of the RPGs of that era were, and obviously the Final Fantasies, which were the king of that era. But man, I loved it. So I'm really excited for that, for a remaster. It's coming out just in a couple of months here, almost exactly 2 months. So April 15th, it's gonna be a good day. Gonna pick that up for sure. And if you've never played the Saga Frontier game, any of them, I think there are a couple, both on the PlayStation, and dive into it. It's a great experience. It's a unique experience for sure, especially if you were a fan of those games, or of the RPG genre. Back in that era. And then the big one, which I had thought they were gonna bring something, or at least mention it a little bit, and it kind of started out that way, where I think it said his director, of Breath of the Wild. He got on and you're like, oh, I know you all been waiting for some Breath of the Wild 2 news. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait some more. So I honestly was thinking it was gonna be okay. Hey, but stay tuned for next month when we do a anniversary collection of this, or we talk about the 35th anniversary. But instead of that, they go right in Skyward Sword HD. Now, I am kind of torn. I'm probably not as hyped about this as a lot of people are, mainly because I literally just played Skyward Sword. I guess it would be late last year, and on the Wii, and obviously on the Wii, it's the only thing it's on, and I mean, I liked it in the aspect that the story, the game, or I guess in a lot of ways the gameplay. But the only thing I hate about it was the motion controls. And they brought the motion controls. They still have it. You can still use the Wiimotes, or the not the Wiimotes, the Joy Cons, obviously to to do the exact same way. But I do like, and it seems very interesting how they're going to do this. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, but and it did go into quite a bit of detail on how the mechanics are going to work, because so that you can play it in handheld mode. And they did mention, so for with the I think they said the right analog stick to, if you want to swing your sword, to the left, you're swiping or pressing the joystick on the right Joy-Con to the left, and then to the right, obviously diagonal, all that. So it's like you're still kind of doing that motion control a little bit, so it's not just button mashing, and you don't have, you're not just pressing A to swing your sword like in a lot of the other games. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I am definitely picking it up. I mean, I love Zelda. My wife loves Zelda. I mean, we have literally, I believe, almost every Zelda that they've ever released. So it's definitely a must pick up for me. Coming out July 16th, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. But I guess overall, when I think about it, if you have any other option besides having just a strict motion control that the Wii had, I mean, that's an improvement in general. And obviously they've cleaned up the textures on it, the sprites, basically all of it. Basically brought it in a bit more into the HD world, since obviously the Wii wasn't HD. So I don't know. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But they're kicking off. They're kicking off the 35th anniversary of Legend of Zelda fairly strong. Fairly strong. They didn't really mention any announcements in terms of if they are going to do anything like special for the anniversary. It could be they were already planning on releasing this game anyway, and maybe even last year, but they had to push it, obviously with the world issues. But definitely a surprise announcement. I did not think they were actually going to announce the game and to give that date, which it still could be pushed. Who knows? Any of these dates could be pushed, especially with how the pandemic in the world has gone. But yeah, really excited to see that. And the last thing they ended with, and which to my greatest disappointment, it was Splatoon 3. And I know it's a huge game. It's awesome. People play the second one quite a bit. I see so much stuff on the Switch and the news, a lot of the gaming sites, that kind of thing. But again, I honestly have never touched it at all. It was very disappointing for me for the ending, at least, and especially because my one prediction of, say, what I almost guaranteed when I was, especially with my video yesterday, that I didn't think it was going to happen, and that was any kind of Metroid news. So, you know, it's a sad day in that aspect. You know, just another direct down, even though they haven't done one forever, of just snubbing Metroid. You know, Nintendo gives Metroid zero love, zero appreciation, and the franchise itself gets so little appreciation for what it is. And so I was bummed for that, but at the same time, I was expecting it. I wasn't expecting them to announce anything Metroid. You know, I was just hoping. You know, I was having those positive vibes that something would happen. But again, Splatoon 3, you know, I'm sure it's gonna be good. You know, I'm sure I'll like it, and maybe one day, or you know, I did say it's not coming out till next year, so it's a while to wait. But you know, maybe one day I'll get into some of the Splatoon games. Maybe the new one, maybe two. I don't know. I honestly don't even want to know what the first Splatoon's on at all. Um, but yeah. You know what? Overall, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's the best. It was the best direct they've ever had, but it by far wasn't the worst. But you know what? Let me know what you guys think. Did you like it? Did you like the direct at all? If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. You know, let me know in the comments. Are you excited for the same ones I am? You know, if not, what ones are you excited for? And overall, what'd you think? You know, are you disappointed that they didn't do more for the Zelda stuff? Do you think they're saving it for its own presentation? Are you excited for or you know for the Skyward Sword? You know, or have you played on the Wii, or is this going to be your first time jumping into it? But again, keep your eye on that Project Triangle strategy. You know, I think it's going to be a big one. I think it's going to be kind of like that one of those hidden gems because, you know, it always surprises me how little how little the tactical RPG series, how much attention it gets. You know, how little recognition it gets. Because I mean, I do kind of get why some people don't like it. You know, they're a little bit slower, but man, so good. It's come from Square Enix. Hopefully, it's amazing. Thing is, yeah. So if you haven't already, you know, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you like it, or if you like the video, dislike if you don't. And yeah, until the next one, and well, hopefully we won't have to wait. What was it, almost a year and a half for the next direct? But until the next video, we'll talk to you guys later.